Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all of you are doing fine. Okay, so in our previous session, we had learned about the use of passive voice. So now we'll be learning about many passive voices for one active voice sentence. When verbs that take both a direct and an indirect object in the active voice are changed to passive, either object may become the subject of the passive verb while the other is retained. That means when we have two objects for one sentence, so in that case, we can take any of the object at the first. Like the guard refused him admittance. So in this sentence, him and admittance, these are the two objects. Okay, these are basically the two objects. So in this, we can either take him first or admittance. The guard, but the guard that's the subject, he is going to be placed at the end itself. Admittance was refused to him by the guard. He was refused admittance by the guard. For example, here is an example. She bought the baby a doll. So here we see two objects, the baby and the doll. But she is one subject and here two objects. Okay, two objects. So we can take either of them first. The baby will take first. The baby was bought, a doll was bought, right? While changing, you see a doll by her. She'll become her then. Or the second thing, a doll was bought bought by her for the baby. Or instead, if you want to mention something else, it can be a ball was bought for the baby by her. That's the thing, by her. So we, with two objects, we have made it. Understood? The note. We use with, not by, to talk about an instrument used by the agent. For example, we use with, not by. That means we don't use by, we use with. The dog was hit with a stick. The dog was hit by a boy. Was hit by a boy. But when we are going to use any instrument or any object to do some action, we use with, not by. By the stick is, somebody hit the dog with a stick. That's correct. The dog was hit by a boy, but when some, basically you can say when some living thing is gonna do, then we use by. But when it comes with non-living, we are gonna use with. Okay, so there are few transitive words which even in an active form are sometimes used in a passive sense. For example, these mangoes taste sour, are sour when they are tasted. The rose smells sweet, is sweet when it is smelled. That means it is like when we are doing the action, that time the result comes. Okay, that means they're used in a passive sense. How are they used in a passive sense? These mangoes are taste. These mangoes taste sour. Okay, the rose smells sweet. Understood? The first, let us recap what we had learned the rules. The structure changes from subject plus verb plus object to object plus verb. Okay, but there is a one more change, that is object plus be plus past participle of the verb plus by plus subject. That's the great change. Then the passive voice is made up of the subject with a past participle. We have a past participle in the passive voice. If you want to show the person or thing doing the action, we use by or with also. Can be used. Depends on the living or non-living thing. Person means by and with thing means with respectively. Okay. All right. So I hope you all understood till here. Many passive voices for one active voice sentence. And important note, then rules to follow while changing active to passive voice. So in our next session, we'll be solving a few questions related to it so as to be more familiar with it.